Howdy Fixers! Fixer Good here, guys. So today we're going to be going after the timing belt on this 2004 Nissan Frontier. It's a 3.3 engine, so we're going to go after the timing belt. And I'm going to show you how to do the timing belt. So first, what you want to do is you want to pop your hose off. And I got these bolts, they're 10s, it's here on your fan. Got those loose already. So now we're going to go after our fan shroud. And once we get our fan shroud loose, we can get all our belts loose. And so we're going to have to make as much room as possible to make our hands easier in here. I might even take the radiator out if it's not too much of a hassle, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to use our handy dandy Milwaukee drill here. Okay guys, so I got this hose loose and then I got my fan and all this stuff out of the way. So take this 14 loose, takes that loose, and then your belt comes out. So you want to do the same to this tensioner here and that tensioner pulley there, and then we're going to take the nail belt out. After that, then we're going to go after our bracket bolts here and here, and there's another one in here somewhere right there. Take that bracket off, give us a little more access to stuff, and then eventually going to take this bracket off too, so you might have to. There's another bolt down here that holds this on so we can get access to our timing covers. Okay, so these bolts here are 12s, so we're going to take these out. So after you get this bracket over here loose, you have just this one stud that holds this on. There's one more bolt over here for this bracket here that has the other belt tensioner for power steering. So that just comes off. And now we're going to have to take our belt off our alternator. And then after that, we're going to try to get our crank pulley loose. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1 1/16 half-inch socket and put it on my bolt here. And what I usually do is I make sure which way the engine is going. If it's going the way I have it, then I go ahead and I put it against the something solid. So then we're going to just pop the starter just a little bit and it's going to pop loose, in theory. So that's usually what it works. Alright guys, so I've got my bolt loose. So after you get that, you're going to have to get a harmonic balancer puller on there. And they're 6x1s is what the thread pitch is inside there. And then you just get your puller on there, make sure it's lined up in the middle on top of the shaft, and you should be able to pull it out. Let's see if I can do a little bit of pulling here for you. It's already coming out, so I'll show you the finished product here in a second. Alright guys, so that's the pulley's out of there. So then you're going to take Mr. Milwaukee, and we're going to go ahead and take our ace out. I'm not too sure how many there is, but there's quite a few, so just kind of count as you go so you don't forget any when you go back in. So I'll get all the bolts to the cover, and we should be able to pull our cover off there and see our timing belt. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like once you get the cover off. And these belts, the reason I'm doing this one is because it was making noise. You can hear it when you're driving it. It's just super floppy, and you move it down here, you got a whole bunch of slack down here, and they're bad for having lots of slack and making noise, or being too tight and having noise. So what we're going to do is you want to make a mark here, and you make a second mark, just, this is where you're supposed to line up at, and you make a second mark just in case if the cam does move. You have an extra lineup part, just like on this one. Got a mark there, and we also, this is my second mark on top, because our first mark is on the bottom and it's hard to see. So if I put a first mark on top, it's a little easier to, like, oh, the crank moved a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 14 loose on my tensioner there and pull my belt off. And I think we're going to do the water pump too. I think that comes in the kit. So see what happens. Alright, so I got the old pump off. So that's, you got like 4 or 5 12mm bolts. The only thing you really need to pay attention to is this bolt here. And it goes right here. So you just want to make sure you make a mark or a mental note or exactly how that needs to go. So once you get your pump off, you want to make sure you clean it nice, and then you're going to put your new gasket on, tighten it down, and go back the other way with your timing belt. So your new pump comes with these studs, so you just want to put them in there and just make sure they come out pretty tight, because once you tighten down your nuts for your pulley, they should tighten down the rest of the way, but you just want to make sure they'll go down as much as they can when you have it off the vehicle. So when you get your own pump, you want to put RTV on both sides of the gasket, just if there's any imperfections on any side, so you have your bases covered, because this is kind of a big job to have to go bad on you. So I'm going to pop the spring out towards the top here, and you want to make sure you put it exactly the way I have it here, or it won't tension correctly. Okay guys, I kind of put the belt on without showing you, but the main thing is, you get some paper clip things like this, and you get your belt on. You want to stretch it from this part all the way up to here, and you'll make your line, your white line, line up with the line that you took it off. And the same goes over here. You want this line up with your mark that you have. Then you want to slide it on your tensioner pulley. You want to make sure that your tensioner is there in order to get more tension on your thing. So in order to get tension on your belt, you want to somewhat tighten this 14 here, and you want to get a 4mm Allen in here, and you kind of want to tension it so it presses against this belt, and that's what's going to tension everything. And then afterward, you want to touch the belt and make sure everything feels tight, which this one does. So I'm going to go back the other way. So I'm going to show you how this works. So you go like this, and it puts tension against your belt, and you tighten your 14 down. Alright, so our belt is back on. So your next step that you want to do not forget this piece. This piece, you see, like, it looks like a gear part that goes on the inside. You forget this piece, your belt will come off, and you don't want to do that, because this actually protects your belt from coming out when it comes up tight against your timing cover. So I'm going to go ahead and jump forward to throwing the timing cover on and stuff, and then so when you're going back on, you got this really small 8mm bolt, and it goes down here. If you put something bigger in there, it's going to rub on your crank pulley. Howdy YouTube, so thanks for watching the video, really appreciate it. So that's how you do the timing belt on a Frontier Xterra 3.3, 3.0. Basically the same thing for a 3.0 from 90 and up. I'm not too sure when they stopped doing the V6s like that, but it's pretty much the same, except the belts were cut with a square tooth instead of a round tooth. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. If you haven't given me a subscribe, give me a subscribe if you like what I'm doing for you. And I hope I was able to save you guys a little bit of money today. So just thanks for watching, and tell a friend. If you're enjoying what I'm doing for me, just tell a friend. Give me a like. So thanks.